You know, if I was in Utah, I'd almost be too embarrassed to show my head at church because of the struggles my family has had. Lots of shame. So we don't have a church here in Flagstaff either. We haven't established any connection religiously.
Have you heard from Maddie at all?
No, I do not know what happened. But during the breakup with Christine, Maddie stopped reaching out to me. I have no idea what was going on, but she quit reaching out to me.
Hey friends, it's Katie from Without a Crystal Ball. Welcome back to my channel. It is Monday, October 30th, 2023, and I hope you're having a wonderful day. Last night on Sister Wives, there was several different storylines. Not all of it was that interesting. Some of it was just flat out boring, and other parts were kind of eye-opening. Within the hour-long episode, you got a little bit of tea about the truth of what's going on in this family, and that truth is that more and more children of Kody's have cut ties with him, and their reasons for cutting ties with him don't have anything to do with Christine, but rather have more to do with what appears to be his instability, his flailing and delusional and maybe spiraling mental health, and his anger. And that behavior that he's exhibited both publicly on the show and privately has caused even one of his favorite daughters to officially cut ties with him. Of course, he blames Christine or the virus for causing this to happen. I can't explain it. This was all revealed during a birthday party for Truly that was hosted at Kody and Robin's house. Robin had a very limited role in last night's episode. She was just there to explain that she was so happy that Truly actually liked her because she didn't know her life without Robin and her kids. So she likes Truly because Truly was a baby and was born when Kody and Robin were dating. So Truly doesn't know a life without Robin. So therefore, Truly has nothing to compare Robin to. So therefore, you know what I'm saying. Let's dive into this topic. Before we do, can you please give this video a thumbs up? Also, make sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't subscribed, and make sure to click on the bell so you get notified of any time new content loads. All right. The episode started with an announcement of McKelty having twins, which, by the way, we already know she had twins. We already know that the boys are cute. They're fraternal. The only part that I thought was kind of funny was that Kody didn't understand that twins are the product of the woman either releasing two eggs or the egg splitting. The man does not contribute to twins in any capacity, only that a father can pass on a gene to a daughter. The man that gets the woman pregnant plays zero role in whether or not she will have twins. So he didn't understand that, which I was like, okay, he thought it was coming from Tony's side. When it comes to the situation with Kody and his kids, he has a birthday party at his house for Truly. Right off the bat, a couple things I noticed were that Robin's daughters didn't look super interested or seemed a little bit standoffish, particularly Brianna. Aurora seemed to be interacting a little bit with Isabel, but Brianna seemed to be very disinterested. She had her arms crossed multiple times. She seemed to be annoyed. I don't know if it's because they're filming. I don't know if it was because Isabel's there. I don't know if it's because she thinks anyone connected to Christine is wicked and evil. I don't know. Aurora was seen in one part, like kind of speaking near Isabel. And then Isabel also looked a little bit uncomfortable, and she shared her thoughts about her relationship with her dad.
Isabel seems to be uncomfortable a lot of the times.
And now everybody gets a half a piece because we only brought 6.
Relationship with my dad. It's never been like 100% solid. With a divorce right now, everything's rocky because nobody knows what to do in a divorce. And then in a divorce with a polygamous family, even more so, nobody knows what to do.
Obviously, Kody and Truly's relationship is fine because Truly has not grown old enough to actually have interactions with her dad where he is fighting with her because she has an opinion that differs from his. Once she grows up and learns that she can view the world in a different manner than her father, she and Kody may not get along anymore, especially if she embraces lifestyles or choices that her dad does not agree with. So he, of course, has a good relationship with her now while she's still young. She turned 12 in this episode. She's 13 today. Isabel and his relationship hasn't been good for a long time. And for Kody to behave and act in such a clueless manner is quite shocking to me because fans and viewers saw several seasons ago when Isabel underwent surgery for scoliosis that Kody did not go to the surgery. And instead, he also, not only did he not go, he didn't cover the health insurance for her, and he tried to have her delay the surgery. So, of course, their relationship is going to be strained. I also noticed in this episode that they didn't have enough food for Isabel. It seems as though they were not planning for Isabel to show up because they only had 6 pieces of chicken. So Isabel comes to the event and they don't have enough food. Like, who plans a party and only has the exact amount of food needed to feed the people? Usually you'd make extras so that there's leftovers or so you know that people are fed enough. They only had 6 pieces of chicken and 7 people. I feel like they were not expecting Isabel to show up or something, or they just didn't care, which is, again, bizarre. There could be hostility with Isabel between her and maybe some of the daughters because she lives with Maddie. And apparently we learned that Maddie and Kody's relationship has become strained.
Work for Maddie at all? No, I do not know what happened. But during the breakup with Christine, Maddie stopped reaching out to me. Might have been COVID or I have no idea what was going on, but she quit reaching out to me.
So Maddie's relationship with her dad has fractured, and he acts as though he doesn't understand what happened. He says, after the breakup with Christine, she stopped reaching out to me. I don't know what happened. It could have been COVID. I don't know. I don't know what happened there. It's very vague and it's very mysterious how this relationship ended. Maddie and Christine have a very, very, very close relationship. Maddie also lives in North Carolina, and she's had Isabel live with her. She has had Savannah live with her. She is a mother of 3 children now, and her life is very different than it used to be, and she's not on the show anymore. And when she was on the show, she was definitely one of those daughters that very much wanted her dad's approval. Her dad really liked her, was very proud of her, loved her choice of a husband. And Kody, for him to act as though he doesn't understand, is very reminiscent of Robin not understanding when a relationship is breaking down. And of course, he brings Christine as some sort of veiled suggestion that Maddie doesn't talk with him because of Christine. But Janelle will explain further why this happened.
Maddie doesn't call him because of his behavior lately. She's like, I don't know what to do with him. I don't know who this guy is. So she has to consider her children. She has to consider the stability of what they see or perceive as a grandfather. There's a lot of things at play here. It's not just Maddie not calling him.
So Janelle says it's the behavior of Kody that has made Maddie not contact him because she doesn't know how to handle him, what to say to him, and she doesn't recognize or even identify with who this man, her father, has become. And the elephant in this room would be that there's a television show where Kody is vocally disparaging not only Christine, but also Maddie's mother, and also Maddie's brothers, and Maddie's siblings. And that would be difficult for any child to handle. When Kody was fighting with Christine during the knife in the kidney scene, he brought up Maddie, about how he had heard from Maddie. And I often wonder, when the parents bring up one of the kids on the show and it is in the middle of a fight and it has to do with negativity. So he was telling Christine that Maddie told him that she knew ahead of time or whatever, and he was trying to say that Maddie was somehow influenced by Christine. I wonder how much those types of scenes contribute to hostility and animosity within the family, especially if that child no longer makes appearances on the show, or if they do make appearances on the show, they are not filmed separately anymore for interviews. Maddie appeared this season during an episode for, I believe, Thanksgiving, but there was you didn't really hear her talking to the camera as much. Like, they had Axel get the chicken or get the turkey ready, but she didn't have any of her own private interviews. They didn't check in with her. It was very much focused on Janelle making rolls and, sort of just showing the highlight reels of her Thanksgiving with her family. It wasn't focused on Maddie. Maddie used to have her own storylines on this show, so it's a very different contribution to the show. So with Maddie's life not being a storyline for the show anymore, I would find it hard as a child that has a family on television to be a part of a situation where you're only on the peripheral. So you're like watching your family talk about you, but you don't get to respond. You don't get to butt in and share your side of the story. They just get to use you in any capacity, even in the same way that, Christine and Kody just used McKelty in a scene for her to announce her pregnancy. That is their decision to decide of what they're going to offer to the viewers. And obviously, babies are something that viewers will tune in for. The issue with the kids, though, is that they're not under contract with TLC, so you find out what's going on in their lives on social media before it ever airs on the show. And so it's not a surprise if you follow them on Instagram that you already know that she had the boys and they're like almost a year old, and that they're fraternal twins and they're super cute. You also know that McKelty and Tony have lost a lot of weight, and that's become sort of their health journey right now as they share that on social media. So everything is so far behind that these types of announcements on the show are no longer a surprise to anyone. And TLC isn't keeping anyone under wraps anymore like they used to. Spoilers are getting out all the time because the Browns are only under contract, the adults, not the kids. So Kody's behavior on the show is really causing massive consternation with his family, and it's causing conflict with his children. And he even mentioned that they're not really in a religious community anymore, that they don't go to church. If he was in Utah, he probably wouldn't even go to church because he would be ashamed. To which I think, why? Why would you be ashamed to go to church? Men in the Apostolic United Brethren go through what Kody's going through all the time. I can think of multiple families that I've spoken to that have had the exact same situation happen. Guy finds one wife that he likes better. Guy chooses that wife. Everyone else leaves. Family completely goes to shred. And you know what Guy does? Goes back to church and gets new wives. He would be accepted in the church. He would just have to repent. Kody probably doesn't want to have to make right on his choices or ask for forgiveness from the elders or whatever. But I also just don't think Kody wants to go to church. I mean, they're in Arizona and they're not in church at all. I don't think they even do church services during the Sundays anymore. That was their whole identity, and now they're not even really religious. And Kody's all like, I'm a man of faith. And I think, are you really a man of faith? Are you really walking in a faith at this point in time? Or is your proclamation to the world that you're a man of faith simply for the presentation to the world of this is who a man of faith is, so that you can look like the good man, the moral man, the good dad, the good husband. All of that is fallen apart. And Kody's like, our lives are in limbo now. Well, Kody, you only have yourself and your wife, Robin, to blame for what's happening. Your hostility, your anger, your out of control behavior. I mean, can you really blame Maddie for not wanting to have her dad around her son and her daughters? I can't. If I had a father that acted like Kody, that was rageful and angry and constantly belittling my mother or the people around us, I wouldn't want to have I wouldn't want to have communication with him either. It seems very healthy to establish a boundary with a parent that is not respecting other people. Kody might be the patriarch, but the problem in society today for Kody is that we live in an equal society where men and women have equal rights. And so his daughters don't have to adhere to the rules that he has anymore. They don't have to accept the abusive behavior. And if they find his behavior to be egregious, they can step away from him and say, I'm done. Kody will never take responsibility for his behavior, for his actions, or his decisions. So it's just another sign that his kids and the show, not only did polygamy cause problems here, but a show is contributing to the demise of this family as well. You have two problems. And Kody and Robin's narcissism has just made the entire family fall apart. And I'm not upset that the polygamous family fell apart, because I'm glad for the women that are getting freedom. They need that. In the next video, we're going to talk about what Kody said to Mary, which was utterly cruel. Tell me what your thoughts are in the comments below. Bye, guys.